Hey guys, Senior Thesis Bart with my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 6, Among Us Are, I believe it's called, recap and review. Now, this episode was based around two storylines, and to start off, spoilers, and I want to say I called it. I might not have said it here, but I was talking about it with friends, and I, and probably half of Reddit, freaking called it. Andrew is Lash. Not the best plot twist because the last episode hinted at it so much, or not the last episode, but the one before that hinted at it so much, but it was a good one. So I'm happy Andrew's Lash. It makes sense. They'll go into more explanations of why that is next week and how it is. I'm happy it's not a super slow burn, but at the same time I would have liked to see a different character be Lash. So why can't we just have normal Andrew be normal Andrew? Oh well. Anyways, I'm happy for it. If I sound annoyed, I apologize. So, to the episode, it's split up into basically three characters, three arcs. So you have May, who's back in the field looking out for revenge, going after with Mockingbird, so kind of a girls' night out, and by that I mean them going around the world, punching people, kicking butt, taking names. Usual May stuff. So, her and Mockingbird are, anyways. And they're going around trying to find Lil Von Strucker, who's escaped, and they want to find him before Hydra does. Then you have Daisy, who with Mac, and along with Hunter, who's been sidelined because he goofed up the last mission, which, admittedly, if it was anyone else on the team, they would have done the exact same thing. So giving him a lot of flack for that kind of annoyed me, because I'm like, May, you would have done the same thing if it was for Andrew's sake. Bobby and Mac, remember that time where you were with the other S.H.I.E.L.D. and betrayed virtually everyone on the team? And Coulson, didn't you a few episodes ago sell out Lincoln just so you can save Skye? So don't give him that much flack when you've been doing the exact same thing. So there's that going on, a little bit of that, but he teamed up with them and they tailed the guy from ATCU who they thought was Lash. Now, a lot of fans have pointed out that he couldn't have been Lash because he was with Rosalind and Coulson at the first strike, or when Lash first appeared. So it wasn't him. Now, Rosalind and Coulson are doing their own thing where Coulson just kind of like is like, hey, we need to team up. Show me this base where you're keeping the Inhumans. And he goes with her, and her house has been broken into, where Rosalind tries to be like, oh no, look at all my stuff. Don't you feel sorry for me? In a sense, Coulson accuses her of trying to make her, humanizing herself to look good in Coulson's shoes, because what she was about to show him was going to be so dehumanizing. And to a degree, he was right, but also it was kind of her being flirty because she got him his favorite burger outing place. They didn't eat it, which made me sad because I was like, more burgers, after just watching The Flash and Big Belly Burger references all throughout, or at least once. But anyways, so they go to the facility, and Daisy and her crew figure out that the guy from ATCU that they thought was Lash was just a human, and they end up spying on the facility, and there are two different perspectives of what's going on. So Coulson hears Rosalind's point of view, where it's like, we're putting them in a medically induced coma for all intents and purposes until we can find a cure, so they're less of a danger to themselves and to others, mostly to others. And Skye's thinking, I just see them being boxed up in cage, and this is not to be punny, inhuman. This isn't right. This is not a morally right choice. And so they have different views on that. And so Skye feels that Coulson is being too close to Rosalind. Well, Coulson is just like, focus on your job, girl. But it's an interesting perspective. I feel like they could have, or at least Coulson could have brought it up. It's like, what if they want to keep their powers and don't want to be a threat? Then what are you going to do then? Forcibly cure them? So it's a dilemma they've actually kind of explored before in comics. They explore it all the time in the X-Men. In fact, X-Men 3, I hate remembering that movie, X-Men Last Stand. It was one of the worst superhero movies ever. But they actually explored the concept of being able to cure mutants and that, and whether or not they want to be cured or whether or not they should be cured. A little bit. That got thrown out with a horrible